Welcome back to the channel, everyone. For those of you who are new, my name is William Tackett. I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt here out of Austin, Texas, and today we are covering a really fun role where I'm going to do my narration and commentary throughout. So I hope you guys enjoy, stay tuned, and we'll get into it. Alright everyone, let's get into it now. This is my professor and coach, Rodrigo Cabral, here on top, training with my training partner here, Alex. This is a really fun role where you're able to see just the dominance and just sheer force of Rodrigo here on top. You can tell him hitting that nice back step here on top into side control, and now he's crossing all the way to mount. Notice his foot here on Alex's thigh. It doesn't quite pass until the right moment. That way he was able to change back into side control or knee on belly here and just really solidify his position before moving on to mount and maybe missing it. So he's going to really use his knee on belly a lot and just putting a lot of weight here on Alex, tiring Alex out, making him carry his own weight, and then slowly work into more dominant positions here. So you can tell now Rodrigo's really just setting all of his weight here on top of Alex, almost in this weird, almost north-south, almost knee on belly type position where he's cleared Alex's head but keeps his knee on Alex's stomach here. And now he's fighting with the legs here, pummeling his hands to the inside, keeping his head nice and low and able to settle into this side control. Here he's crossed Alex's arm across his face. This is a really bad position because it's hard to start getting your frames going and even allows the person on top to start getting some passes going. So as Rodrigo uses that nice cross-facing grip to get to mount, he allows Alex to pull his elbow back into the inside and has just a normal cross face, and then now has both of his hands posted on the floor. Alex does a great job about using his frames and getting his bottom knee to the inside and even wrestling up, but Rodrigo is able to pass all the way around the opposite side and land back into this knee on belly position here. Alex is using those frames here again to shrimp and try to get his legs involved, but Rodrigo is using his hands on Alex's ankles, and as Alex tries to turn up to his knees, Rodrigo snaps in this nice front headlock position here. Now Alex is a very tall guy, so it's going to be tough for him to get Alex stretched out completely, but he's able to pull Alex's head down enough, and then now they land in this normal, neutral, standing position here. So Alex is looking for these collar ties and now has an underhook and is looking to jack Rodrigo up. This is a great position for if you're a lot taller than your partner because you can really jack him up really high. But as he shoots a little bit telegraphed there and overcommitted before he had the right angle and got sprawled on pretty heavy and now landed in the bottom position here where Rodrigo's using that knee on belly and the ankle grips again to retain top position. Alex looks pretty tired now. This is a few minutes into the round before I started the video, but Alex is able to now get back into his guard and start working this reverse de la Riva. Goes for a nice little tripod sweep there and tries to enter in back to his guard. Almost has a nice little leg entanglement where he can land in inside Ashigurami. Almost changes into a tornado style sweep to land into another leg entrance, but notice Rodrigo's grip on the inside of Alex's leg here. He's now able to step over and start turning it into a leg entanglement of his own. And now he's able to pass it over to the other side and get the straight knee bar finish there. Really nice knee bar finish where Alex almost spun out but wasn't quite able to complete the rotation and get finished in that knee bar. So now they slap bump, reset onto their feet and walk back to the center. You can really see the size difference here. They probably weigh about the same weight, but Alex is very, very tall, very long guy, and has a bright future in jiu-jitsu if he continues to use this body type to his advantage. So he now has a collar tie and looking to put pressure forward, but notice how he's crossing his ankles and walking forward without maintaining a stance. This is not very good for when you're trying to keep a nice rigid stance and even go for some takedowns, because you're constantly, as you can tell, he almost got foot swept there. You're constantly off balance and not really allowing yourself to be in a nice sturdy position and a nice stance. So I'd recommend walking forward in a more traditional stance and not stepping and crossing your own feet and trading your feet one after another. So he has this underhook here and goes for an ankle pick, which was actually pretty close, but Rodrigo ended up hitting a nice little duck as Alex came back up, got the body lock, offset his balance, and went and took the back there, putting in one hook, and now has his feet crossed below his butt here and has a normal seat belt. He now has changed to a one-on-one control here with that grip on the hand, and he's using his other hand to help reinforce. Able to stretch Alex out there and get his hook into the inside. He now changes for his hand around Alex's face and changes for more of now this face crush style rear naked choke, where he tried to go the normal rear naked choke figure 4 but had to change now to the gable grip. Since Alex was able to hand fight and keep his chin tucked, Rodrigo decided to abandon it and change now to the mount position. He's now has his knees nice and tight, where Alex was able to use his elbow to create that space and start escaping. As he wrestles up, Rodrigo hits that spin around once more time to land right on Alex's back here. That hook he has behind Alex's ankle allowed him to now land in this side control or knee on belly position as Alex tried to Granby, and he steps around Alex as Alex tries to turtle again. He kicks Alex's feet out there as Alex tries to stand up while maintaining control on the hips so that he can keep the distance nice and close, and stays nice and close to Alex here. See that grip he has around Alex's hip here that allows him to stay nice and controlled. Alex can even pull him backwards as he kicked out one of his legs with his knee and took him all the way down to side control in very dynamic fashion. He now lands here in the top side control with Alex using those frames, controlling the inside of Rodrigo's bicep, but not really committing to it too hard, to where now he had ended up rolling away and giving up his back. Instead of just rocking up on his shoulder, he decided to come up onto his elbow, which allowed Rodrigo to pull that hand out from underneath him and then collapse him once here again. I believe Alex is still on his elbow and Rodrigo might go for it once more, but decides instead to go for this crucifix here, where he's able to step around Alex's arm as Alex was up on his elbow and then land in this nice crucifix position here. He has the one-on-one control, has the other arm controlled with his legs, and is able to start really maintaining nice control, being able to fish with one hand underneath his opponent's chin, because both of the arms are tied up. At this point, it's pretty much your arm versus their neck, so if you're able to wedge your hand in up and under around their neck, you can get a nice finish. But if they're able to hand fight, and as you can tell, Alex's head got a little bit off center, and he was able to free his arm and get his shoulders and back to the mat. He now is able to get in a little bit better of a position where he's not completely compromised, and that's the end of the round. Okay everyone, so that was a really fun example of someone really utilizing the knee on belly control, using it to control their partner, pass the guard, maintain pass position, and even take the back when their partner tries to wrestle up. So great example there. Also a really fun match between someone a lot shorter and denser versus someone long and lanky. So very good example of how to really control those long guys, and just a fun match overall. If you guys really like this content, and if you like these videos, please like and subscribe to my channel, because if you do, you won't miss any future updates. I do weekly match videos, so every week I release one of these matches where I do commentary and match analysis, so don't miss out on that. Also, check out bjjfanatics.com to check out my 2 jiu-jitsu instructionals. I do one on positional escapes and one on body lock passing to the back. So if you guys would like to check those out, I feel like they'll really help elevate your game to the next level. I use them all the time in my training and in my competition. So make sure to check out that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you next time. Oops.